They're doing to Tommy.
It's unjust. It's malicious, and I think it's puerile. Those are the three words I'd choose to describe it. They're just they've maligned him for years, and they're just trying to justify their own incompetence and They're bigoted. It's horrific. It's terrible. It's a terrible perversion of justice. It's not justice, and it shouldn't be British justice. It's terrible. That's what I think. We should stop it.
What do you think of the fact that he's not had a jury?
I think it's obscene. It's ridiculous. I mean, why would he not? Well, we know why he hasn't got a jury, because then he wouldn't be treated the way he's been treated, because most British people would just say, actually, he hasn't done anything wrong, or if he's done some things wrong, okay, he might have done some things wrong, and then you might want to tell him off for that, but within reason. It's just so unreasonable. And I think that's the only reason he hasn't got a jury, because they don't want a reasonable, just outcome. It's like rigged.
And do you think he'll be... What do you think will happen if he does go to prison?
Well, I mean, I suppose it partly depends on how long he is going to be in there. I think, the first thing is you think about him and how he'll manage, and you hope that he will manage and get the support and the visitors and the encouragement that he can have while he's in there, and that he'll be treated well. I certainly think that while he's in prison, he needs to be looked after correctly and not put in with people who they know are going to do him harm, physical harm. That should be a first line. But I think in terms of the effects for what he's talking about, and for the importance of open and honest justice and the policing and all the bigger issues, that will just get that's going to get even more amplified by a long way. Now, I don't think somebody like Tommy should have to sacrifice himself for that to happen. That should be a given. But if he is sacrificed, that's exactly what's going to happen. People are just going to get even more upset. I've come down from Newcastle. I'm upset. This is wrong and it shouldn't be happening. Yeah.
How long does it take you to get down from Newcastle?
Far too long. It should have. How long? It's supposed to be a 5.5-hour drive. I think it took us about, 11 hours or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it took us longer than it should have done. This morning we got up at 6 o'clock, but we took the riverboat, and it took us about 5 hours to get here from Westminster. But it was various things happened on the river, so it took longer than it would have done. But the thing is, all the time last night, I just kept thinking two things. I kept thinking. The Chariots of Fire song, where it says, I will not shrink from mental fight. I don't know the words exactly.
You mean Jerusalem?
Yeah, Jerusalem.
I shall not shrink from mental fight, nor shall my sword sleep in my hand.
Yeah.
Till we have built Jerusalem in England's green and pleasant land.
So maybe the theology is a bit dodgy, but we'll put that to one side. The bit about the mental fight, and I was thinking about that for Tommy, for his head, if he's going to be in prison. I'm thinking, I'm lying in bed thinking, flip, I don't know, I can get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. He's facing prison, and all he's done, all the times he got up and went and did those interviews, nobody asked him to do it, he just got up and did it. And so that was me up on my journey here. So yes. Yeah, and I took an extra day, so I came down on Saturday, and I deliberately took Monday off so that I could stay down on Monday, so I could come here. Even if there's maybe not many people here, that's not the point. The point is that if you can do something, then that's what you need to do.
Yeah, and we saw the crowd on Saturday.
Yeah. It was lovely. It was really good. I met so many people there on Saturday, more people than I usually meet in a week. And people on the bus stopping asking me what's been happening. People in the pub stopping asking what's been happening, wanting to know. A girl, I was telling two people, another girl leant forward so she could hear. And I'm saying, it's uniting the kingdom. That's what we're trying to do. That's the point of it. It's really good.
Well, this is the thing. A lot of people criticise big rallies in central London, and they say, oh, well, the politicians aren't in there on a Saturday, right? They're not going to pay attention to you. But it's not only does it bring a lot of people together who network, so people feel isolated.
Yes. Yeah.
And they've got, they head down on the train and they meet some people on the way who go, oh, we're going.
Yeah.
And then they have friends in their town.
Yes.